I want to read to you a verse from Mark 11, verse 23 and verse 24. Truly I tell you, whoever says to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and does not doubt at all in his heart, but believes that what he says will take place, it will be done for him. For this reason, I am telling you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe and trust in that it is granted to you, and you will get it. You know, this is very similar to what I spoke to you about yesterday when we said that to have now no doubt means that you do not have that second thought that comes in to say, but maybe God will not do this for me. But if we really stand in faith, one of the ways that we can, I almost want to say, distinguish those thoughts of doubt is to just keep proclaiming the word, to keep on connecting with God. Maybe it's through the word, maybe it's by speaking in tongues or prayer in even in your home language. But when you keep on doing that, somewhere your heart, even if there was thoughts that come up, there's a hope and a faith that arises in your heart, and you can really trust God that He will come through for you. Now, the nice thing of how Mark 11 puts it is just another way that gives us that sure footing that we can stand on, so that there doesn't even have to be a second thought. And he says this, he says, if you ask whatever you want, okay, so whatever means whatever in the will of God. Now many people struggle with that, but if it is in the word, it is the will of God. If it is in line with the word, it is the will of God. So um if you pray, God, let my boss be, or let my colleague be fired, I don't know if that is necessarily the will of God. God says bless your enemies, so go back to the word. But the thing is, when we surrender our hearts to God, new desires come up, and then we can start asking things that is also according to our desires. But if it is just something that is so clear in the word, like for example healing, or to be fruitful if you need to have a baby, or to be prosperous if you need to have something. Let's say you need to buy a car, maybe you need to travel often somewhere. Whatever that is, you can really ask God. And the beautiful thing is, and the sure footing He gives us, it says that it is granted. You can be confident and believe that it is granted. So when we have that foundation where we realize that, listen, when I have faith in Jesus to ask Him for something, it is not faith to still create something that has to happen. It is faith in a God who already paid the price and made all things available for us. So, in the spiritual realm, all things are available to us: prosperity, healing, fruitfulness, maybe a husband or a wife, whatever it is already made available for you. So when you turn to Jesus, you can just say, listen, I am going to put my trust in the person who already granted it to me. So faith is that currency that brings things from the unseen into the seen. And faith is that trust that we have. It is that assurance that we have. And one of the ways that you can know that it is granted, the word says it is granted. So you do not have to doubt. And then, if that second thought, the doubt comes into your heart, keep proclaiming the word. Well, God said it is granted, so it must be granted. Keep proclaiming the word, keep speaking the word, keep praying, so that the heart and the word will start to align. Faith is not in your head. We maybe they make declarations by thoughts that we have, but faith is something in the heart. And if the heart is not necessarily working together with the word that you have been proclaiming, keep on doing it until your heart aligns with the mind. I also want to say, usually it's the other way around. Usually God just speaks to our heart, and this is also something that we can do when we speak in tongues. The Spirit does something supernatural in the heart, and our mind, our thoughts align with our heart. But it can also be the other way around, where our heart aligns with the things that we already know. But it is in connection with God. It is not an intellectual game and then your heart automatically follows. It is in connection with God. So bless you, and may you know that whatever it is that you're asking God for, it is granted.